Caitlin Clark could be resting her leg, but make no mistake, she's still running laps around the WNBA when it comes to grabbing the spotlight. Her much-anticipated collaboration with Dude Perfect just dropped, and it's already doing what the league has failed to do for years, going completely viral. While the WNBA stumbles without her, Caitlin's just casually dominating YouTube like she's got cheat codes. And the contrast, brutal. It's the kind of difference that's making league executives sweat through their suits while fans are glued to their screens for all the right reasons. And that's the worst part of all this, is the new fans are sucking the f***ing life out of the WNBA right now. It's just the truth. This video couldn't have landed at a more telling moment. Caitlin's fans are eating it up, and her critics are chewing on regret. It's not just a highlight reel. It's a spotlight on how wide the gap is between Caitlin Clark's star power and the league's ability to harness it. Even while sidelined, she's stealing the show, and this video is rubbing salt in wounds that haven't even healed. The momentum she brings is undeniable, and this viral moment is yet another masterstroke in her growing legend. Let's roll it back to when the teaser first dropped. A quick glimpse on YouTube that sent fans into a frenzy. Tyler from Dude Perfect launching a half-court missile while Caitlin watches. Instant classic. That tiny clip pulled in over 13 million views in days. It wasn't even the full show. Now that the main video is out, Caitlin is back doing what she does best, draining threes like it's cardio and charming the entire internet in the process. She doesn't just play, she owns the moment. We're talking over 50 types of three-pointers. That's not just a flex. That's Caitlin Clark's natural habitat. This isn't a basketball tutorial. It's a global introduction. And with every bucket, every trick shot, she's grabbing the attention of people who might never have watched a WNBA game in their life. That's the power she has. And the WNBA? They're busy fumbling the bag, letting her carry the league with zero backup. Now, let's talk about the platform. Dude Perfect isn't your average sports channel. They're YouTube titans with over 60 million subscribers and a whopping 18 billion views. That's more views than the WNBA has had since its inception, combined. This is sports entertainment royalty, and they just rolled out the red carpet for Caitlin. Meanwhile, the WNBA brass can't even be bothered to give her proper security. And if you've ever been to a Fever game, you know it's a family affair. Parents, kids, future basketball stars in mini CC22 jerseys, everyone's showing up not because of Indiana Fever's brand, but because of one name, Caitlin Clark. Now multiply that effect with a Dude Perfect feature, and you've basically built a highway into America's living rooms. These aren't just viewers, they're future season ticket holders, and this video isn't some 30-second polished ad that disappears in a week. This is long-form content. This is storytelling. Dude Perfect has a genius way of making you feel like part of the fun, and when Caitlin's joking around, sinking impossible shots, and just being herself, people connect. This is what the WNBA's been missing. Real connection, not just forced campaigns. And now it's being handed to them on a silver platter. Let's talk scale. When they did videos with Steph Curry and Luka Doncic, those clips raked in 15 to 20 million views each. That's not even counting TikTok spin-offs or Instagram reels. People eat this stuff up. And anyone doubting Caitlin can match that energy clearly hasn't been paying attention. She pulled 1.3 million viewers for a friendly against Brazil. Her jersey outsells NBA All-Stars. Her games are breaking viewership records like piñatas at a birthday party. And here's where it gets funny in a very sad way, for her haters. The timing couldn't be more brutal for those who insisted Caitlin was overhyped. She's not even playing right now, and she's still the most talked about name in basketball. While the WNBA limps through empty arenas, Caitlin's turning YouTube into her personal MVP stage. It's like watching a league shoot itself in the foot, then wonder why it can't sprint. So this is being reported like wildfire, and it has just broken that Caitlin Clark is out with a left quad strain. Her injury, the infamous quad strain, tanked ticket prices like a bad crypto coin. Games that were selling out just weeks ago are now offering discounts like a holiday sale. Especially that Chicago rematch at the United Center. That arena was picked specifically to match the Caitlin effect's demand. But take Caitlin out of the picture, and suddenly it's half price and half full. And that, more than anything, proves she's not just a player. She's the WNBA's heartbeat. I can personally confirm the pronounced change in interest in Fever games without Clark. A week ago I bought 4 tickets on StubHub to take my sports-playing nieces to the Fever Mystics game in Baltimore. The tickets in the same row are now less than half of what I pay. This isn't just about ratings anymore. It's about brand integrity. Caitlin Clark didn't stumble into fame. She earned it, dominated with it. And now, even when she's benched, she's giving the league more press than anything it's done in years. The WNBA should be building statues, not setting her up for burnout. But they didn't protect her. They didn't lift her. And now her fans, millions of them, are watching Dude Perfect instead of the WNBA. So here we are, Caitlin Clark, sidelined but still unstoppable. The views are climbing, the internet is buzzing, and the WNBA's biggest marketing win this week didn't even come from the WNBA. It came from a group of YouTubers who recognized greatness and gave it the spotlight it deserves. Meanwhile, Commissioner Kathy is probably somewhere wondering why their social media posts aren't engaging. Angel Reese? Still too busy trying to outdrama Caitlin to realize that Clark's quietly capturing the world with trick shots and grace. And the refs? Well, they're probably practicing their next hard foul call just in case Caitlin dares to return and make the league relevant again. Spoiler alert, she will. And she'll do it with the whole internet behind her. Caitlin Clark isn't just setting the bar, she's launching it into orbit. And this Dude Perfect collab is yet another reminder that the WNBA's future isn't in question. It's just waiting for the league to catch up to the one person already carrying it. 319%. 319%. All other teams still grew by double-digit percentages. So let's not forget that. But they didn't grow by 319%. That was Caitlin Clark, which means she's largely responsible for the overall league attendance records. Just when you think the WNBA might finally catch a break, the bottom falls out again. It's not just the seats in the arenas that are suddenly more available than a new iPhone on backorder, it's the screens too. Because while Caitlin Clark chills on the sidelines nursing a quad strain, the WNBA is out here suffering a full-blown ratings nosedive. The Storm vs. Wings gave you 339,000. The most watched WNBA game on NBA TV that did not involve Clark or the Indiana Fever. 339,000. WNBA hasn't seen any growth when it comes to the non-Caitlin Clark game. Caitlin-less games are clocking in with viewership numbers so low, you'd think the channel changed to a weather report. Meanwhile, when Caitlin suits up, the numbers hit the ceiling. The Fever's clash with the Liberty didn't just break a record, it shattered it like a glass table at a WWE match, peaking at nearly 3.3 million viewers. And this was just days after the season opener with the Sky pulled in 2.7 million sets of eyeballs, making it the most watched WNBA regular season game since people were still renting VHS tapes. It is the highest peak of any game. It is the second highest viewership, which is like average viewership. However, it was the highest peak of any game ever on CBS. So now, while Caitlin is out charming millions with a Dude Perfect collab, the WNBA's primetime games are pulling numbers that would make late-night infomercials feel smug. Okay, maybe that's harsh, but let's be honest. If Caitlin gets 30 million views on YouTube while regular league games are floating around with the league's in trouble, and that trouble is about to redefine player value in a very real, very wallet-sensitive way. Because here's the catch. The players opted out of their collective bargaining agreement banking on the Caitlin Clark rocket ship to launch their negotiations. They saw the merch flying, arenas packed, sponsors tossing money like Mardi Gras beads, and thought, now's our time. The confidence was sky high. Caitlin Clark had turned the WNBA into a must-watch spectacle, and the players figured the leverage was all theirs. They were ready to walk in and demand a whole buffet of better salaries, benefits, and respect. But then, plot twist, Caitlin got hurt. Suddenly all that leverage evaporated faster than a free trial cancellation reminder. The illusion shattered. It wasn't the whole league rising equally. It was one player lifting it like Atlas with a basketball. All the owners have to do is say, what if she gets injured again? Is that we are not committing to this because she can get injured again. If she gets injured again, it's over. And the numbers prove it. Economist Ryan Brewer, The go-to guy for putting dollar signs on sports stars, pegged Caitlin's 2024 impact at over 25% of the WNBA's total value. Now, he says her influence could crack the $1 billion mark this season alone. One player, one season, $1 billion boost. That's not marketing spin. That's a financial nuke. So yeah, Caitlin's absence is more than a little inconvenient. It's a seismic event, and this takes us right back to the dude-perfect spectacle. While Caitlin's off-court trick shots are captivating millions online, the WNBA is scrambling. Fans are canceling Indiana trips faster than brunch reservations at a rainy resort. Ticket sales are diving off a cliff. And to make matters worse, this all follows a week of PR disaster where an unfounded investigation left Indiana fans painted in a suspicious light with zero evidence to justify it. Now, with millions watching Caitlin light up YouTube, the WNBA is getting a front row seat to a very ugly truth. When she's gone, there's no one else who moves the needle, not even close. Owners are watching, calculators in hand, realizing they no longer need hypotheticals. The data is here. 4 to 6 games without Caitlin equals a brutal financial dip. And suddenly, those bold new CBA demands look more like wishful thinking. Caitlin Clark could have billions of dollars of worth to the WNBA as the star power reaches unforeseen levels. Look at the way teams reacted to her draw power. The Fever weren't getting this kind of attention until Caitlin walked in. Chicago didn't move just one game to the United Center. They moved 2. Not because of their own roster. Not because Angel Reese was packing them in. But because Caitlin Clark was the show, the star, the spectacle. And once she was ruled out, the bottom fell out of the ticket market. But if it goes back to worst non-Caitlin Clark numbers, and the worst thing would be if the Indiana Fever ends up being one of the lower viewed teams in the WNBA, that would be even worse. Then the WNBA owners can literally come out and just say to the players that if everything they show a growth, and they can just say, hey, we had this growth, look at our average numbers. They were like, nope, we are not taking the average numbers. We are discounting Caitlin Clark games. Still, don't expect the league or its media partners to accept any blame. When the ratings dip, when arenas are half empty, when the buzz fades into a mild hum, the finger pointing will start. And guess what? It'll be pointed straight at the fans. The same fans Caitlin Clark brought with her. They'll say, these people aren't real fans. They don't care about the game. They're just here for Caitlin. And sure, maybe they are. But that's not a bug. It's the blueprint. That's how sports empires are built. Jordan, Magic, Bird, they didn't bring fans to the league. They became the league, and the league thrived because of them. That's exactly what Caitlin Clark is doing. And yet, instead of welcoming this tidal wave of support, the league's been treating it like a suspicious package at TSA. It's baffling. The job isn't to scold fans for liking the most exciting player in a generation. It's to show them why they should stay. You create magic, moments, passion. You give people a reason to care. But what did the WNBA do? They rolled their eyes. They let players take shots, on the court and in the media. They allowed narratives to spin out of control and never stepped in to support the one person who was keeping their sport in the spotlight. And then came the hate speech probe, a week of silence, baseless accusations, and zero apology when it all turned out to be hot air. That's the environment they've built, one where the people carrying the league are treated with suspicion, and their supporters are treated like trespassers. The team she played against last night. And I understand a lot of this team was young. But the team she played against last night, getting pictures with Caitlin Clark at the end of the game, having her literally sign their jerseys, and those jerseys, you better believe, the coach of the rival team being in shock. Like, this is the dream team. This is the dream team. This is the opponents getting pictures with the dream team. Meanwhile, abroad, Caitlin walks into a gym and gets the Michael Jordan treatment. Opposing teams cheer. Players ask for pictures. Coaches praise her like she's global royalty. The kind of love she should be getting at home, but often doesn't. It's how this Brazilian national team that play the Fever It's the way they received her, the way they celebrated her. It's quite a contrast that these women of color from Brazil and their coach had, as opposed to the American players and American women of color and how they treat Caitlin Clark. Every time Caitlin Clark creates a cultural moment, the league gets a chance to show it gets it, to ride the wave. The Dude Perfect collab is one of those moments, a gift really. But will the WNBA know what to do with it? Will they promote it, celebrate it? Probably not. And that silence is going to echo louder than anything in an empty gym. Because while her fans are out here racking up views and loving every minute, her critics are going to have to sit back and watch it all unfold. She's growing the game from the bench better than most of the league does from the floor. Check out the full video over at Dude Perfect's YouTube channel. If you're ready to celebrate Caitlin, drop a CC as the GOAT down in the comments below. Because at this point, Caitlin Clark isn't just the GOAT,